All right, so let's talk about the things that every woman needs to know about her body, especially if you're a business owner. And chances are it's something you've never been taught before, but you're going to wish that you had learned 20 or 30 years ago because it's going to change and shape the way you show up in every area of your life. Whether it's your business, whether it's with your family, whether it's your job, like no matter what it is impacting you every single day. And most women don't know about it. Hello, my name is Renee Fick. I am a cycle syncing and feminine leadership coach, and I really help women understand what's happening inside their bodies, understand the feminine power that they have, and actually use that as an asset in really creating the life that they want. Whether that's scaling their business, whether that's going after their goals, whether that's just creating more spaciousness in their lives, it's really helping them understand how to make that possible without just adding more to the list. Now, if you're like most women, you may have noticed that there are days when you feel so amazing. You feel so confident. You maybe feel so beautiful. You feel radiant. You feel ready to achieve anything that comes your way. You're a yes type of person. And then there's the other phase where it's like, nope, don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. I feel like the world's worst possible mom. I feel like burning everything down. Like I can't handle this. I'm feeling so overwhelmed and so triggered. It happens to the best of us. And what most women don't realize is that this is actually pretty predictable. It follows where our hormones are at and how our menstrual cycle is impacting us every single day. Now, our society has done a really great job of conditioning us into believing that we have to function the same every single day, right? Consistency is king. We talk about it all the time. We just got to be consistent. And consistency works really well for men, actually, because men's hormones function on this 24-hour rhythm. So they wake up in the morning with a fresh dose of testosterone. The day kind of waxes and wanes as the day goes on. They go to bed. They wake up with a fresh dose of testosterone. So consistent routines, consistent morning routines, consistent exercise plans, consistent schedules, all of that is really easy for them. And when we look where they are today versus where they are a week from now, 6 months from now, generally speaking, we can predict a little bit about where they're going to be. Women, however, we operate on a totally different system. We operate on a monthly rhythm where estrogen and progesterone plays out so differently as we go throughout the month. There is not a single day in your month where your hormone cocktail is exactly the same as the day before. And estrogen and progesterone, they feel so different to us inside of our bodies. And so those days when you maybe feel super sharp and you feel productive and you feel focused is because that part of your brain is more active. The days when you feel more foggy and you feel more emotional and you feel more overwhelmed, that's because those parts of your brain are more active at that time. There's been very little research done on women in medical studies. That's a whole other conversation for another topic. Research on women has really only been done in the last decade or two. And so what we do know now, though, is that those hormones are directly impacting how our brain functions and what parts of our brain are more active. And then that has this cascade all the way down the whole rest of our bodies. So the days when we don't think as well, the days when we feel more sluggish, the days when we don't really have it in us, the days when we feel less than beautiful, can generally be pretty well predicted as to when it's going to happen when we look at where you are in your menstrual cycle and where you're going to be the next month and the month after. And so it becomes incredibly vital for us as women to understand this and to understand what's actually happening. I firmly believe that not understanding it is what has also contributed to so many women experiencing autoimmune disorders. Did you know that women are more likely to experience autoimmune disorders than men? Mental health, right? Anxiety, depression, burnout, all of those things, and so much more. There's complex layers of things that we could talk about in terms of why women are more likely to experience that. But I think this is a huge part of it, is that women are being conditioned and taught to function just like men without ever honoring and understanding how our bodies are showing up for us in a little bit of a different way. I want to put this preface in here and highlight this, that no, by no means do I say that women can't achieve something by doing it like men. Women are freaking amazing and we see them doing it all of the time. What I am telling you is that you will become more effective. You're going to feel so much better. You're going to be able to achieve more. It's going to feel easier. It's going to feel like more flow. Your health is going to notice, like all parts of you are going to notice doing it in a way that feels more aligned with your body than just trudging through the whole time. we've seen women trudge through. Like, I know it's possible and I know they can do it, but there's also ramifications to that, right? Like, we see lots, like I said, lots of women experiencing health problems, mental health problems, and burnout, and all of the other things that come with that. Okay. This episode is intended to be empowering to you, to give you the tools and the resources to be able to achieve more, to create more, to be able to create and have the capacity to hold all of the dreams that you want, but in a way that feels really good for you and really good for your body. Now, before we get into all the juicy details of the phases, I want to send you a free copy of my book, Cycle Sync Your Business. All you have to go do is go over to reneefick.com/free book. You cover shipping and handling, and I will send that to you anywhere in the United States. If you are outside the United States, just go over to reneefick.com/chapter, and I will send you the first couple of chapters on audiobook. Now, let's talk about the menstrual phase, because the menstrual phase is the phase that most women do not love, right? It's the phase when we're actively bleeding. It was my least favorite phase, and what I thought was most people's least favorite phase, but come to find out the least favorite is the luteal phase. It's the time of the month when your body's like actively shutting out the lining of your uterus. And so we're going about building a business and running marathons and taking care of kids while we're actively bleeding. Just take that in for a second. Like, you are achieving so much when you're actively bleeding. And our society has told us that taking a break during this phase is lazy, it's weak, it's unproductive, and that if we want equality and we want equal rights as men, we have to do it just like men. But when we do that, we're missing out on so much of the power that this phase has to offer us, right? Yes, this phase has so much to offer us. This phase, while it is teaching us to slow down and to pause and to rest so that we have the capacity and the recharge and the tanks, we fill up our tanks so that we can go really fast in that next phase, which is our like peak acceleration phase. It's also our most intuitive time. So this is the time that tells us to take a step back and to recalibrate our vision and recalibrate where we're going so that we're actually moving the needle in the way that we want to. The most successful people in the world are those who've cast the vision and really stay oriented to the vision of what they're doing and where they're going. Most of us as solopreneurs or people with smaller teams, we do a really great job of casting the vision, like knowing where we want to go. And then we get caught up in the busy work and the doing, and we keep going and going and going. And then we're doing things that maybe aren't actually moving the needle towards those bigger goals that we want. Menstrual phase is your CEO phase. It's your phase that you get back into that CEO hat and you say, wow, this is where I'm going. This is what I'm creating. This is the vision I have for my business. And am I taking actions that align with that? Or is there things that maybe need to shed and release and let go, just as our physical body is doing? Is there something in our capacity, our mental load, like anything that we need to shed and release and cleanse and purge so that we can really focus in on moving the needle towards the things that we really want to go after? Now, the other piece, now, like I said, we want to recharge and recalibrate so that when we move into this next phase, we have the capacity to go big. We have the capacity to go hard after those goals. I've used the analogy of a slingshot. If we take a slingshot and we just kind of like tug at the rubber band a little bit, the rock's not going to fly very far. But if we pull that rubber band really far back and then let go, the rock's going to shoot really far. We're going to have so much more capacity and so much more momentum behind what we're doing when we show up with a full tank of who we are and what we have ready to go. So then we move into that next phase, which is your follicular phase. I like to call it the accelerate phase because that's what it feels like. As soon as you come off that rest phase, you're like, I'm ready to hit the gym. I'm ready to hit the big goals. I'm ready to go after new things. I'm ready to try new things. I'm ready to move the needle. I'm actually ready to take these big visions and big things and goals and dreams that I was sitting with and now actually move them, like actually take momentum on them, like actually put them into practice. And so it can be a really great time to check all the to-do lists, check the boxes, get things out, try new things, be creative, explore new things, like launch things, like get that big momentum out there. And then as you reach the top of that estrogen curve, that's when you're ovulating. And you're literally signaling to the world, like, make a baby with me. I am ready. I am here. I'm beautiful and I'm wonderful. And if we look at the research on women's brains and bodies, There's so much that changes, just like in the animal kingdom. Like, you are signaling to the world, like, I am amazing and beautiful and wonderful. And we feel that. So you communicate the most effectively. It's a great time for you to do sales or conversations or recordings or social media content. It's the time when you actually like go to do social media content like this, you're going to get it done in a one take and you're going to like, damn, that was so good, versus 3, 4, 5 times and then it keep repeating and it doesn't feel very good. This is a prime time for anything that requires your glowing, beautiful, radiant face, because you are signaling to the world how amazing and beautiful you are right now. Okay. Then, as that estrogen curve dips off, then the progesterone kicks in, and that's when the luteal phase kicks in. And the luteal phase can feel so different. It has maybe this feeling of wanting to turn inward and wanting to shut off from the world, maybe feeling a little bit more overwhelmed, feeling a little bit more triggered. There's a lot more intensity and emotion that comes up. And so this is why for most women, they've seen this phase as a not so great phase. It's not the most prime time that they love. And I get it. I really do. But what I've learned over the years as working with thousands of other women and courses and mentors and coaches and things like that is this is the work. This is the part that makes us expand into bigger versions of ourselves. This is the part that helps us up level and become, the next level that we want to achieve, is letting all of those things come up to the surface and then processing them and releasing them and cleansing them and purging them in that next menstrual phase, right? So it's all about asking why. Why is this coming up for me? Why am I feeling so triggered right now? What is this here to teach me? What is this here for me? It's a refinement time. It's a time to like really sift and let those things purge up to the top and cleanse out the things that do not serve you and your vision and where you want to go anymore. So those emotions that come up, they're there for you. They're there to teach you. What our society has told us is like, squash those down, don't feel those, ignore those. But that's not actually helping us. It's actually making us really sick as a society. We want those things to come up and actually examine them and look into them. It is such a emotional time, which gives us a really great asset in terms of writing social media content or sales copy or things that are going to allow us to connect with our people and help them see the world differently and help shape and change the way they view the world, right? Help them move, help them actually see themselves being able to get the goals that they want or to be able to make the change that they want. You're going to be able to see and connect with where they are and where they feel and what their dreams are so much more impactfully because you're going to be feeling it so much deeply. It's also a really great time for, admin and organizational, because you're going to be able to pick through like, this isn't working, this isn't, this isn't, and like really refine what you're doing and how you're doing it. The thing is when we look over the whole menstrual cycle, there are so many beautiful, wonderful skills and gifts and strengths in each one of these different phases. And there's also its weaknesses. And what has happened is our society has really looked at the follicular and the ovulatory phase, and we've really primed those as like, those are your good weeks. Those are the times when you feel amazing and wonderful, and that's what you should strive for all of the time. And then when you get into that luteal and that menstrual phase, like, just try to keep going. Don't honor those feelings. Don't feel those feelings. Like, be the same, just like we are as men. And I really do feel like this is limiting and inhibiting the capacity and the potential that each and every single woman has. When you start to understand the power that your body has for you, and you start to understand what capacity is there and deep within each of those different phases of your cycle, not only are you going to be able to get things done faster, you're going to get things done easier. It's going to feel so much more sustainable. It's going to feel so much more fun and pleasurable and alive. And you're going to feel so much better in the process. Your menstrual cycle is such a gift. It's such a gift. And I know that our society has normalized a lot of like really negative things around our menstrual cycle, but I'm here to tell you that it doesn't have to be that way. If you're experiencing really painful, irregular, excruciating things and symptoms with your cycle, there is hope out there for you. I personally have seen so many shifts in my menstrual cycle, and I've had clients free themselves of PMDD, irregular cycles, painful periods, so much more. Your menstrual cycle and your body is a gift to your greatest capacity. So if you want to be able to achieve everything you want in your life, if you want to be able to expand and grow your business, if you want to be able to show up amazing for your family and you want to show up amazing for your business, then it starts with you coming back to you. It starts with you understanding your body, understanding your values, understanding the value and the worth that you have, and starting to stop listening to everybody outside and start listening to you instead. And your menstrual cycle is the gateway to that. Your menstrual cycle is the gateway to unlocking so much magic that resides within your body. I hope that this episode sparked something in you and made you so excited and curious to learn more. And if you are, go ahead and grab a free copy of that book, reneefick.com/free book, or grab the first couple of chapters on the audio version at reneefick.com/chapter. And if you'd love to dive in with me more into more episodes, make sure that you hit that subscribe button. And I will see you in the next episode. Have a fabulous day.